Alrighty, folks. So today I wanted to make a tutorial on how to set up a JackTrip server, a private server, so you can start jamming with people over the internet. It seems like there's been quite a bit of update in the JackTrip community and the program. So I figured I'd make a tutorial on how to do that. So first, let's go into the JackTrip GitHub page. And if we go down, I'm going to be downloading it for Windows. Sorry, Mac folks. Let's install that. Blah, blah, blah. Virus. We're going to install it anyway. I know it's trusted. All right. So next, accept, next, yes, install. All right, so once you installed it, let's click finish. Now, if you don't have the Jack audio kit already, and we'll get to that in a bit, you'll come up with this warning: an installation of Jack was not found. JackTrip will still run using a different audio backend, but some more advanced features like the ability to run your own hub server will not be available. So we're now going to install Jack in order to be able to set up the hub server. All right, so click OK. It'll come up like this. Let's go get out of it. All right, now moving on to Jack. So Jack is the audio server that we're going to be using. I don't know how to explain it too well, but here it is. So go to the downloads, and then I'm going to be using the Windows. And let's install that guy. All right, so here is the important bit. We're going to do full installation with the Jack router. So if it's unchecked, make sure to check the Jack router ASIO driver. And then click next. Next, install. That's the only important bit. All right. In order to get the Jack server up, we have to go to QJackCtl, right? QJackCtl. This should come up if you search it in the search bar. If you click it, it'll come up with this. Now, what you have to do is go to the setup. The only thing you have to specify is the interface here. And it's going to try and find all the different audio interface that you have. I have a lot. Ignore everything, basically. I'm just going to choose the Focusrite USB ASIO, which is going to be my interface that I have. Sample rate, I'm going to choose 48,000, and then frames per period, 128. That's going to give us a pretty low latency, as you can see here. I click the server synchronous mode, verbose message. That just gives you more debugging. So once you have all that, you can click OK, and then close out of it, and then hit start. Now, sometimes it's going to give you this weird error, right? If that happens, simply click again, and it should start the server, right? Now, if it keeps on giving you an error, what I've noticed is that if you go to the setup and go to the advanced, you can try and do JackD hyphen capital S. It seems to be fine. So I do that. And if everything goes well, you can hit the graph and it'll come up with all this stuff. This is my Focusrite input here. So input 1 through 18, right? I have analog from 1 through 8. And then 9 through 18 is all the digital ones, and then I have all the output here. Now the output here is the digital output, right? So in Focusrite, it comes up as playback 1, 2, right? Playback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all that. Each interface is going to have a different name for that, right? So now that we have the Jack server running, let's go back to JackTrip. All right, so now JackTrip, if you want to set up as a server, all you have to do is go up here and click on the Hub Server. And then whatever IP that you have here is going to be the IP that you give to the people that want to join your server, right? In order to start the jam. However, you have to do some port forwarding. So port forwarding is something you do on a router level. So I will link you this Reddit page that explains you what port forwarding is. The port numbers that we need to open up will be these guys, right? So I already have my network router page open. So usually the port forwarding configuration page is going to be the advanced. So advanced setup, you can go into port forwarding, right? And I already have it set up here, right? So you can see that I have to have 443, 4464, 7881, 4378, the TCP port. All right, and I have those here listed out. And I need to open up the UDP ports for these numbers. So you can see that here. And make sure you specify the port forwarding to the specific device that you're going to utilize as the server. So so my computer, my desktop is going to be 1.3, right? So try to specify the device that's going to be the server. So that's how you set up the port forwarding. Each manufacturer of the router is going to be different, so try to look for the guide somewhere there. Internet is your help. So once you have that set up, you should be ready to have all the hub clients connect to you. All right. So now we just start. And I'm going to use a different computer to connect into this server just so you see what happens. Now, once you connect a hub client to your hub server, all you have to do is share your external IP address to the person that's connecting, right? If you do that, you should now see in the Jack server this bit pop up. And now this is going to be the JackTrip, essentially, right? Now, if the client isn't connected, this isn't going to show up. Just be aware of that. So once you have this going, I would actually delete all the connections because the routing is going to be where things are going to be confusing. And that's going to be time for another discussion. But hopefully you were able to set this up and connect different devices to your server.